My name is Britanny Kelly. I am the Film Commissioner for the Cayman Islands. I am currently located in Grand Cayman.
Hi, I am Andre Hoyte, Senior Business Development Officer with the National Cultural Foundation of Barbados and Acting Film Commissioner.
Hello, I'm Kethiwe Ngcobo. I'm a film producer from South Africa, and I'm here in sunny, hot, gorgeous Barbados.
We are here for the Cross-Continental Forum in Barbados 2025, and we're really excited to welcome all of you to our beautiful island at this time where there's so many opportunities as film is really taking off in the region.
The Cross-Continental Forum, which this year is looking at decolonizing co-production, which I think is really important.
We're working towards discussing what areas we can improve, how we can amplify Caribbean voices, and how we can kind of take away the barriers that have been in place for so long. There's a distinct gap where those two kind of areas don't really cross. And I think it is because a lot of the people that are creating the legislation and creating the protocols and creating the rules don't quite understand this beautiful industry that we're in. And it's very chaotic, it's very urgent. As a filmmaker, there's always this urgency to what we're doing and like, oh, we need to get this done, we need to get this done. And oftentimes you don't find that same urgency with government agencies. And so kind of finding the way to bridge that gap between simplifying permits and creating an ease of production, especially in emerging markets such as Cayman, where we don't quite have an established film industry, but there is potential for one to grow. And how we can create access points for people of the Caribbean, and how we can also draw in other people to the Caribbean to share in these rich stories and amplify voices of not just the dominant markets, but the smaller markets that are very full of rich and culturally diverse stories.
I think it's really important that we have more females who really are involved in film above the line and not just below the line, but really taking charge, really looking at production, really looking at directing, really looking at financing, leading those financing and exec production processes within the entire film ecosystem is important because we have not seen enough of them in the region, and we really need them to come on board and help us. We need that help right now, particularly at this time.
Young women don't have to, like they used to be like, camera's a guy's thing because it's heavy and the cans were heavy and all these things. That doesn't count anymore. It's how do you think? How do you frame? What is your storytelling technique? So girls should be really putting themselves in front of in the industry, driving the industry from very many different angles. You can drive from a producerial angle, you can drive it from a creative angle, you can drive it from being a camera person or a sound person or an editor, technical. But you can definitely become part of the film industry, and don't think because you don't think there are many people there that look like you and are like you. Ignore that. You be the change maker in your life.
Oh, Island Girls. Listen, Island Girls. That's a very specific. Your stories matter. I went to film school in Colorado initially, and I ended up dropping out because I did not see myself represented. I did not see opportunity for myself to grow because I was I was unaware. The dominant market was there. People were talking about Quentin Tarantino, they were talking about Martin Scorsese and Stanley Kubrick, and I did not see myself reflected in any of these people, and nor was there the kind of influence and inspiration in Cayman of women in film. And so I ended up getting a degree in psychology and then finding my way back to film almost 7-8 years later when I went to London Film Academy. And I ended up producing and directing freelance work And now I am very fortunate to be in the position of film commissioner in Cayman, where hopefully I can uplift other young Caymanian women and men as well to tell their stories and kind of go forth throughout the Caribbean.